everyone, this is Joanna. Welcome to my channel. If you enjoy DIY on the budget that also have a high-end look, you are in the right place. My projects are easy and inexpensive to make, and I just cannot wait to share them with you. And today my main project is the table, my first table that I made, and it is under $4. You heard it, under $4. So I hope you really enjoy it, and if you do, make sure you subscribe. But with that being said, let's get started. And for the table, I am using two round baskets. One is a short basket and the other one is a little bit taller. And of course, the short one is going to be the bottom part of my table, so I'm removing any kind of metal that would make it wiggly. So I just want to make sure that it's nice and flat. Now the baskets, the taller baskets come in two sizes, so make sure that the size that you pick up is the one that matches the shorter basket, because there is one that is a little bit bigger and it just doesn't look right. And I'm going to take and trace the top of the large basket and the small basket on a foam board, and I will cut both of them out, and those are going to be the round pieces for my table. And here are my round pieces. The larger one is for the top, the smaller one is for the bottom. And I'm also grabbing some jumbo paint sticks from Home Depot, 99 cents for 30 of them, which is an amazing deal. And I'm just cutting the ends off. And now I will start placing them. They are shorter than my entire circle, so I will be placing them in a random order just to create some kind of a pattern. As I started placing them, I actually realized that it's very therapeutic. It's almost like putting together a puzzle. And those little guys are just so easy to work with. It's so easy to cut smaller shapes out of them. You don't need a saw, you just take scissors and voila, there you go. And if you have a small spot, it's not a problem to get a piece that will fit right in there. And here I am, I'm done actually with both pieces, and now you're just gonna flip it over and take scissors. Remember how I told you it was easy to cut them? Well, you're just gonna trim it. And now I really should have gone to the garage and gotten my sander, but I was too lazy, it was too cold outside, so I just grabbed some sanding paper, sanded it on the top, and then I went around the edges. I'm really not that concerned about the edges right now because we're going to put the rope around it, but I just want to make sure that they looked decent. And now it was time to apply antique wax, which is one of my very favorite colors. I really love that color. Now when I looked on the edges, I realized that, you know, this was a foam board that I cut them out of, so there's a lot of holes and grooves inside, and I wanted to have a smooth surface to attach the rope to. So spackle, on it goes. I use the knife, spackling knife, but honestly fingers are the best tools for the job. I just wanted to make sure that everything was filled in properly, it was smooth, so that my rope would have a really great point to attach itself to. And here I already painted it with antique wax, and I'm ready to attach the rope to it. And you may already notice that I put a varnish on it. It's a matte varnish. I really wanted it on top of the table because I'm going to be using it for my coffee mugs and stuff like that, so I wanted to protect it from the spills. So the glue goes on, and you're going to have to work in little pieces, just a little bit at a time, and make sure that it attaches well. And once I went once around, I realized that, you know, I think it would be really cool to create a lip around it. So I decided that I was going to go one more time around, and I'm so glad that I did, because it did create a lip. So if I do have something that is rolling, it's not going to roll off my table. I'm really glad that I did that. And again, you have to work slowly, make sure that you're getting everything really glued on properly. And there you go. I'm at the end of it, and you can see that the rope is pretty thick, so I'm just going at an angle and cutting it in an angle, trimming it sort of, so that it kind of blends, so you really don't see the end on the table. I tried to do the best I could. You kind of can see it a little bit, and here I'm trimming all the little hairs sticking out, and now it's time to start putting those two baskets together. Now I'm using glue gun, yes, and it is going to go through the mesh, but it's okay. This is not my only source of that I'm going to be using to put those together. So this is just to put those two baskets together so I can continue working on them. And my main thing that I'm going to be using are the zip ties. Oh my gosh, the zip ties are awesome. It's like duct tape. They are absolutely unbelievable, and I'm probably using around 4 or 5 of them, and I'll just weave them through the bottom to the top. So there you have all my little spots attached with the zip tie, and I'm just putting a rope around the seam to block it off, and it was absolutely perfect size for it because it covered it just with going one time around. And there you have it, my table. I am so excited. I have a spot on top where I can put the blankets in, and I have a spot at the bottom that I can put other things decorated for the holidays. I'm just loving it, how it turned out. I hope you guys just enjoyed as much as I do, because I'm just madly in love with this thing. And now let's go to the next project, and this neat frame from the Dollar Tree. I love it. Comes with a little stand, very simple. It has a heart, which is and when you take the heart out, you have a little window in it. So the paper goes out. I'm going to use it for my next project, and I painted it with antique wax, which it seems to be my color. And now I'm grabbing some glue gun, and I'm going to apply it on the edge of the heart. And you can see that I took out my moss and I kind of crumbled it as much as I could, and I'm just adding moss to the edge, and it looks like one hot mess, but trust me, it's going to look really, really nice after you're done with it. So you're going to continue on all around the heart, adding glue and then adding some more moss, and you try to break the moss into smaller pieces, and of course it doesn't always work, but that's okay, don't you worry. We'll be trimming it at the end, so it really is going to look very nice. It's going to be a beautiful, very earthy kind of looking window. You can go back if you see spots that the moss didn't take, it fell off, just add more glue and add more moss. And here you can see I'm trimming it off. All the pieces that are sticking up, they just get trimmed, and it looks really, really nice. And for the inside, I'm using one of the heart tags from the Dollar Tree, and I painted it white, and now I'm adding antique wax to it, and I'm just dry brushing it. but after I dry brushed it, I decided that it would be kind of nice to get the edges a little bit darker, and the crafter or scrapbooker or card maker, whatever you want to say, in me, who absolutely loves sponging, decided to use a sponge and add some antique wax to the edges, and I really do think that it turned out really nice. I love sponging, and I think it makes a huge difference in your crafts. And now the only thing that is left really is to add some twine to it, and you can of course add verbiage. I thought about it, maybe add love or family love, home, whatever you would like, whatever you'd like it to say. Or you could even have a few hearts with a different verbiage for different times during the year. So entirely up to you. But once the twine is on, I center it, and I'm going to glue it with my glue gun to the back of the frame. So the heart is going to be just free hanging inside the large heart. And there you have it, all ready to be displayed on your shelf or on the new table, wherever you want to put it. What a fun, easy project. I'm in love with it. And for the next one, do you remember the piece of paper in the shape of a heart from the frame? Well, that's what I'm going to use it as my guide, because I'm going to be using a lot of wine corks. And I'm kind of looking at them, and the ones that I have pretty design, I put them on the side because I want to use them for a future tray that I'm going to be making. So the ones that I'm using are the ones that don't have much verbiage on the sides and that are pretty much the same height. So the heart is going to be my guide. I'm taking the first cork, adding some glue to it, and attaching the next cork over, and I'm trying to have the red side facing out so that it's kind of nice to see the different shades of red, and some of them don't have any red, of course, but it's very simple. You just go around the heart and add glue to the side of the cork, and you add it to the next one and next one and next one. Very simple project. Now I can totally see it being displayed on a little maybe a ribbon. I think that would work if you can hang it. The way I have it displayed is I just have it on my table, and I think it just looks so pretty. And if you flip it to the back side, the color of the cork is all the same. There's no red to it, so it's kind of neat that you can, if you want it for Valentine's, you can use this side with the red and pinks, and then you can just turn it around and the other side is just regular looking corks. And now when you get to the end, it's kind of tricky. You kind of want to make sure that you fit the corks sizes. You can see that here I'm trying to find a cork that is gonna kind of be kind of a chunky cork. If I should say that, but I found one and it worked great. It was the chunkiest cork of the group, and it worked fabulously for my heart. And there you have it on my table displayed. I love it. Don't you just love all the pinks in it and the reds? I love the different colors. For this project, I'm using Vase and also a liner for the drawer, and it's off-white, I think. I don't think it's completely white, it's an off-white. So basically here I'm just measuring how long it needs to be, so I'm wrapping it around my vase to figure out how long it is, and I cut it maybe like 4 inches tall. I don't want it to cover my entire vase. And you can see that the edge that I cut here, I'm adding glue and I'm just rolling the top over it, just because I think it looks nicer. It doesn't have this rugged looking edge. It actually looks like a finished edge. So I think it's important that you actually do that. And And if something starts sticking up, just go back with your glue gun and add more glue and just roll it over. I really do think it comes out nice. See, it just makes just a completely different look than if you put it without having that nice edge. So once that edge is done, it's ready just to wrap it around your vase and add some glue and glue it so it sticks. And now that the vase is all covered up, I have that beautiful stand from the Dollar Tree. I felt that the vase looked pretty, but it missed something. So I grabbed a piece of cardstock and I'm adding spackle to it, not knowing really what's gonna happen because I've never really added spackle to my cardstock. So I'm just using my finger and put it all over it, and in a second you're gonna see I'm just gonna be tapping it just to create texture, because that's what I feel that the candle holder is missing, just a little bit of texture. So here you have it. I'm just tapping. I don't think you can really see the texture on it yet, but now I'm going to set it to dry, and I wasn't sure how it was going to react with the cardstock, so I just turned it into a circle and decided that I'm going to dry it in the shape of a circle. And here you have it. You can see the texture. You can see it better once I spray painted it black and flat. The texture is fabulous. I am so going to use this technique in the future. I love it. You know, spackle on the cardstock. How easy and inexpensive is it? And here you have it. I just attached it to the bottom of the candle holder. It looks fabulous. I just love it, and I love all the projects that I have prepared for you guys today, and I hope that you guys enjoy them too. And if you did, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. It helps my video to get out there to people that enjoy DIYs on a budget. Having said that, my friends, I hope you all have fabulous holiday season. And till next video, my friends. Ta-ta!